Welcome, friends, to the Knowledge Valley online seminar or a information class on government exams. When we talk about government exams, the first thing that comes in mind is UPSC, Union Public Service Commission. There are various government exams, but our focus today will be UPSC, which conducts exams for IAS, IFS, IPS, IRS. This is an introduction. My name is Ryan, and you have the number in front of you 8828347481. Now, what is UPSC? UPSC is a commission in our constitution, and its main purpose is to conduct exams for the post of IAS, IFS, IPS, etc. It's a central recruiting body. It conducts exam for all the top posts in our country. Union Public Service Commission, as I have told you, is a constitutional body. The exams that it conducts is mostly in the month of May. That is the prelim exam, then you have the mains exam, and then you have the interview. Now, why are we talking only about UPSC exam? So any person who is able to write or who studies for the UPSC exam is also able to give the other exams. So the main strategy, many people who follow this strategy is they study for UPSC exams, and in the meantime they can give the other exams which are there. Which are the other exams which are there? You have the Union Public Service Commission. You have the CDS, that is Combined Defence Service for the Army. You have the state service commissions like the MPSC, that is the Maharashtra Public Service Commission, and you can see in front of your screen Maharashtra Lok Seva Ayog. So we were talking about the UPSC exam, Union Public Service Commission, and I have told you that it's a central recruiting agency or a commission. Now, when we talk about government exams, we always think, why do we need to join the government job? Why is that government job is so important to us? Or why are we talking about government jobs? So government jobs give you some things. The things like, you can say the features of the government jobs are, it has good salary. So if you pass the UPSC exam, the average salary for a probationer is 56,000, and then it increases according to the seniority and the time spent in the as an IAS, IFS, etc. So your base salary is 56,000. For any other government job, you can say the salary is around 30,000. So it's quite a good deal. Seeing the situations in the private job sector, where 15,000 to 20,000 is the normal which is there for a fresher. So salary is 56,000, and for the cabinet secretary it's around 2,50,000. So it can reach up to 2,50,000, and then depends on the pay commissions which increases. So once you're in the government job, your pay will increase. Second thing which you can get from government job is power. So this is an important factor why many people join the government job. It is for the power. Respect is another factor. Now, power and respect, two things are needed, not for your personal, it's part of your personal growth, yes, but it should be used for the betterment of the society. And why government job? One of the most important factor, leadership skills. It helps you showcase your leadership skills. It's not as monotonous as in the private sector. A lot of opportunities to show your leadership skills. Once you get all this, what will you exactly become? When we pass this UPSC exam, what we exactly become? What are we talking about this UPSC exam? And you must have also have kept in mind there is something called as the IAS, IFS, IPS. What are all these things? So once you pass the UPSC exams, and if you get high ranks, you become IAS officer. Then you have the IFS, IPS, IRS according to the ranking system. So your next question will be, will there be different exams for the IAS and different exams for the IFS, different for the IPS? Answer is no. There is only one exam, and if you pass the exam according to your rank, you will get IAS if you come in the first 100 rank, IFS 100 to 150, IPS 150 to 350. Then you have the IRS, Indian Revenue System, so on and so forth. So when you talk about the IAS, what you have to remember is you start as a collector and you can reach up to the cabinet secretary. That is, collector is the king of the district and cabinet secretary is advisor to the Prime Minister of India. So just see how powerful these posts are. Then you have the IFS, that's the Foreign Service. Then you have the IPS. Many are interested in IPS. So you start as a superintendent of police and then reaching up to the Commissioner of Police or the DGP, Director General of Police. Then you have Indian Revenue Services handling the customs and central excise, and then you have the income tax department and the GST department. Again, good post. Then you have the Indian Railway Services, and so on and so forth. So in such manner, there are around 24 services which are present. Very powerful posts if you pass the UPSC exam. That is the UPSC Civil Services exam. UPSC conducts, as I have told you, the Combined Defence Service and the Central Armed Police Force exam also. But they are mostly into the military and the paramilitary. Today our focus is civil services, and I will give you a small gist in the other exams also. Now you have heard about what is UPSC. I told you about what are the various other recruiting bodies. I told you why we need to join government job. That's for money, or you can say leadership qualities, power, respect. The next question will be, how do we give these exams? What is the paper pattern? What is the syllabus of this exam? So we are going to discuss the paper pattern and the syllabus. What we have to remember is this is a 3-tier exam or a 3-phase exam, which I have already told you. First we have the prelims, then you have the mains, then you have the interview. The prelim exam is a multiple choice exam. All those who have passed their graduation and all those who have completed 21 years of age can give these exams. So remember, the age is 21 years and minimum qualification is graduation. Does not matter how much percentage you get, you can give these exams. And from any field. So you need not be a PhD or you need not be a brilliant student. What requires over here is, later I will be telling you, discipline, determination, dedication. That is the mantra of Knowledge Valley. And if you pass this exam, if you want to pass, you have to remember these 3 mantras. So I told you about the age, it is 21 years. The maximum age is 32 years. Qualification is any graduation from any recognized university. The percentage does not matter. Now again, coming back to the prelim exam. Prelim exam, as I had told you earlier also, is in the month of May. Now this year it was to be 31st May. It's a one-day exam, 2 papers, general studies and aptitude. 200 marks each. Multiple choice question. Remember, general studies and aptitude. General studies includes history, geography, polity, economics, environment ecology, that's your EVS, and general science, as you can see on the screen. The most important part is current affairs. And as I had told you earlier also, sometimes people think that this exam is not gettable, but if you see the syllabus, it's very basic, it's very simple. Most of us have studied this in their 10th standard. The most important part, as I told you, is current affairs, and the newspaper you need to follow is The Hindu. Anyone who is in the school or just finding it difficult to start up with The Hindu, you can also start reading Hindustan Times. A very basic paper, and then graduate to The Hindu. The Hindu is like the Bible for the UPSC or any other government exams. Very important. And for covering these subjects, you can also start referring to NCERT books from 8th to 10th standard. We in Knowledge Valley cover all this in a very professional and in a time-bound manner with the help of our trained faculties. Then we have aptitude. In aptitude, again, 2 hours paper, 200 marks. You have comprehension, you have communication skills, reasoning, decision making, mental ability and quantitative aptitude. Maths is just 10th standard level. It's called quantitative aptitude. You don't have to study algebra and geometry, etc., because some people are scared of it. So this is also gettable. Anyone from the arts background can crack this exam easily. Even the science and the other. UPSC is very free, fair and just. So it does not give edge to any section of the streams in graduation. So you can see the syllabus on your screen. You have paper 1, that is the GS, paper 2, that is aptitude. GS, remember, is 200 marks and that will be counted as your competition. Aptitude is just qualifying. Aptitude is just qualifying. Remember, 66.67 marks, 2/3 to qualify for the exam. Then your marks, your main marks will be counted, that is paper 1, GS, and aptitude is 1/3 qualification. Just a correction, I had told you 2/3, this is 1/3 to qualify for the exam. So if you cross 66.67 marks out of 200, you are through. But your paper 1 will be corrected, and that should be above the competition marks or the cutoff marks. So a focus on current affairs and the basic general studies is necessary for all the government exams. That's your prelims, multiple choice question. Then you have your mains. The mains are in September, October. This year it had to be September. Mains consist of 4 GS papers. GS paper 1, GS paper 2, GS paper 3, GS paper 4. In GS paper 1, you have history, geography, society. GS paper 2, you have governance, constitution, polity, social justice, international relation. GS paper 3, you have technology, economic development, biodiversity, environment, security and disaster management. GS paper 4, you have ethics. If you notice, most of these papers are there in your prelims also, but what is different in mains? In mains you have to write these answers, and some new topics which are there is society, international relation, national security, which are very interesting and relating to the current affairs. The Hindu newspaper is important, and watch news from Rajya Sabha TV. So these 4 GS papers consist 250 marks each and total 1000. Then you have an optional paper. This paper is of your choice. Many opt history, others sociology, others geography, philosophy, etc. This is 500 marks. Then you have an essay paper, 250 marks. So total is 1750. That is 1000 as GS, 500 as your optional, 250 as essay. Then we have 2 language papers which are just qualifying. One is English, which is compulsory, and second is any Indian languages. So these are just qualifying marks. You need not worry about it much. They are just checking your basic knowledge about English language and Indian language. So what you need to worry is 1750 marks, 4 GS papers, 2 optional 500, 1 essay 250. That's 1750. And then you have the next level, that's interview. Interview is 275 marks. So the mains and the interview will decide your rank, and then will give you a post of IAS, IFS, IPS, etc. Prelims is just a screening test. So if you passed prelims, that will not account in your final markings. Okay, so just remember, prelims is just a screening test. Mains and interview is your test which can give you the marks and accordingly the rankings. Then you have interview. As I have told you, interview is in the month of December, January, and the final results is in the month of April. So it's a complete 1 year cycle. If you fail in any of the 3, if you fail in prelims or the mains or the interview, you have to appear for the prelims again next year. You have 6 attempts. So for the general, age is 21 years to 32 years, 6 attempts. For OBC, 21 years to 35 years, 9 attempts. And for the SC/ST, from 21 years to 37 years. No limit on the attempts. So I hope you have understood the paper pattern. What you need to understand over here is the prelims paper over here, which has syllabus of paper 1 and syllabus of paper 2. This is mostly similar to the other government exams that you will be applying for. So once you give UPSC exam, you will be able to give the other government exams also. And this I had told you in the beginning. Those who give UPSC exam, they apply for the other government exams also. Like you have the Combined Defence Services, you have the Central Armed Police Force, you have MPSC, you have the other state exams, you have Intelligence Bureau. The paper pattern is the same. So if you study this, the other exams can be cracked. There is difference in the age limit. You can always contact me, message me, WhatsApp me. I have given you the number in the beginning, and I will tell you what has to be done. Or you can see the number on top also. You have 8828347481. So I've told you about prelims, mains, interview. Interview is 275 marks. So mains and interview 2025 marks. Now, how do we crack these exams? So I've told you what is UPSC. I've told you about the various government exams. I've told you why we need to join these government job, what is the syllabus, and how can we crack it. There is a lot of competition. It is not difficult, but it is competitive. But there is, if you want to crack, it is through discipline, dedication, and determination. This is true in any case, anything that you do. We need discipline, dedication, and determination. Dedication, you work without compromising on your goals, thinking that I will be able to do it. Achievement is impossible without dedication. You need to have discipline every day, getting up, focused on your goal, doing the things slowly, steadily, discipline, and then with lot of determination that I am going to do it. There is nothing I can't do. I can do it. So if you have these three things in mind, Knowledge Valley will help you. And yes, the most important factor, time management. And your teachers and guides, especially me, will help you manage your time. So how do we work in Knowledge Valley? We in Knowledge Valley try to inculcate the sense of nationalism, the sense of discipline, dedication, determination. And while doing that, we not only focus on studies, we also go around doing extracurricular activities which are very needed in the Union Public Service Commission exams, because it's mostly like a personality check. In Knowledge Valley, we try to inculcate nationalism, love for your culture, knowing about the Indian culture. So that is why we take trips to, like you can see in front of you, the Elephanta Caves. We also attend various seminars and conventions and talks given by great men. Like you have Javed Akhtar talking over here. Knowledge Valley had attended the lecture, India Unites Convention on Non-Violence and Harmony. Knowledge Valley also has taken up many seminars. We have done a lot of information lectures across India. And today is a time where we were offline. Now you can use our online services. So these are the various seminars which were present. This is me, Ryan Pinto, trying to inculcate the love for the nation, respect to our martyrs, the army men, the military. Many of our students have passed these exams and are into the Army, Navy, Air Force. We also organize treks so that you love nature and a country and know something about geography and the things around. These are the treks on the great forts of Maharashtra, beautiful state Maharashtra. We also inculcate sense of respect to the civil services. This is the Civil Service Day celebration. And then culture of India. United we pass these exams. The treks, the unity, the difficult path. And one day we will be able to get what we want. That is the IAS, IFS, IPS, etc. This is our offline classes. Now we have gone online, so people from across India can get the benefit. And this is our banner. You can contact me 8828347481. Website is knowledgevalley2017.com, and you have the address. Okay, so please do contact me, WhatsApp me on this number. Let me know what is your doubt, and your doubts will be cleared. Okay, thank you for listening.